James, 71, lives with his wife Margaret in a peaceful little house in the suburbs, where every morning begins with fresh air and the chirping of birds. James has a regular routine that he is always proud of. Every morning, after waking up, he walks out into the garden, where colorful flowers and lush green plants are carefully tended by him. For James, this is not only a recreational activity but also a way for him to maintain his health. He always believes that he is living a healthy life, with daily exercise and a scientific diet. The simple mornings in his garden bring him a sense of relaxation and simple joy. His wife Margaret usually wakes up a little after James. She often makes coffee in the kitchen. The fragrant smell of coffee spreads throughout the house, bringing a feeling of warmth and peace. But one morning, while Margaret was busy with the coffee pot, she suddenly heard a loud noise in the garden. The sound of something heavy falling startled her. Worried, she rushed out, and the scene before her eyes made her speechless. James lay motionless on the ground, the hoe still in his hand. His face was pale, his eyes closed. Margaret panicked. She called his name over and over, her hands shaking him gently, trying to wake him up. But James did not respond. Her heart was pounding, tears welled up, and extreme fear rose in her heart. The neighbors nearby heard Margaret's cries for help and ran over, trying to help. But all were helpless. James had passed away forever, in the middle of his beloved garden, where he had spent so much time tending and enjoying every morning. James's sudden death not only devastated Margaret but also shocked the whole family. They could not understand why a healthy, energetic man could pass away so suddenly. For Margaret, this was not a random accident but a terrible mental shock. But what no one in the family realized was that James' death was not entirely due to fate. It was the result of seemingly harmless morning habits that he performed every day, habits that he believed were good for his health. It was subjectivity and ignorance that led James to this tragedy. And what's more frightening is that not only James, but many other elderly people are also unwittingly making similar mistakes in their daily mornings. They wake up thinking that they are living a healthy life, but do not know that those habits are silently harming their health. And in this video, we will explore the 3 most dangerous morning habits that the elderly need to avoid, habits that seem harmless but are hidden enemies, silently threatening their health and life. Don't miss out, because recognizing and changing these habits could be the key to protecting your health and that of your loved ones, helping you avoid unnecessary tragedies like James' heartbreaking story. The question: dangerous morning habits. James's story is not uncommon. Many elderly people are confident that they are living a healthy life, following a healthy lifestyle with activities such as exercising, gardening, or walking every morning. They believe that they are protecting their health, keeping their bodies active and their minds sharp. But the reality is far from it. Under the guise of these seemingly harmless habits are hidden dangers that threaten their health and lives. James, with his habit of tending his garden early in the morning on an empty stomach, inadvertently put his cardiovascular system into a state of stress without realizing it. When the body is not provided with enough energy after a long night, the heart has to work twice as hard to maintain its rhythm, while blood pressure suddenly increases due to physical activity. That is why he suddenly collapsed in the middle of the garden. But James is not the only case. His wife, Margaret, would wake up to the sound of her alarm clock every morning and immediately get out of bed to prepare breakfast. Little did she know that this action was also fraught with danger. When she stood up too quickly from a lying position, the blood in her body could not circulate to her brain in time, causing a sudden drop in blood pressure. She often felt dizzy, sometimes having to hold onto the bed to keep her balance, but she always thought it was just a normal sign of aging. What about you? Do you have any seemingly harmless morning habits that are actually dangerous to your health? Have you ever woken up and immediately felt dizzy, off balance, or tired even though you had enough sleep? Are you someone who starts the day with a strong cup of coffee to wake up but forgets that an empty stomach can irritate the stomach and increase the risk of acid reflux? In this video, we will explore the 3 most dangerous morning habits that seniors should avoid. These habits not only cause poor health, but can also lead to dangerous conditions such as strokes, heart attacks, or falls that cause serious injuries. Join us as we identify common mistakes you may be making, and more importantly, learn how to change them to protect the health of you and your loved ones. Stay until the end of the video, because you will not only learn about dangerous habits, but also learn how to replace them with healthier ones. Don't put yourself and your loved ones at unnecessary risk due to lack of knowledge. Your health is the most valuable asset you have, and sometimes even small changes to your daily routine can make a big difference. Call to action and encourage interaction. Before we get started, if you found this video helpful and would like to receive more important health tips, don't forget to hit the like button, share this video with your friends and family, and most importantly, subscribe to our channel with the notification bell on. This will ensure that you don't miss any useful content in the future and also help us continue to create quality videos for you. Also, we would love to hear from you. Please take a moment to leave a comment below, type 1 if you found this content helpful and 0 if you think we can improve our content. Don't hesitate to share your thoughts, as your opinions not only help us do better, but also help others in our community learn. This is how we can support each other, build a community where everyone cares about health and progress together. And now, let's get started. We will explore the 3 most dangerous morning habits that many seniors still unknowingly commit. These are habits that seem harmless but secretly cause great risks to your health. Pay attention to the end of the video to not only identify these habits but also learn how to change them easily and effectively. Don't let seemingly harmless morning habits become hidden enemies that silently threaten your health. Let's explore and find out how to protect your health right from the morning, because a healthy new day is the foundation for a peaceful and happy life. Dangerous habit 1: exercising on an empty stomach. James usually starts his morning with gardening, an activity that he believes is very good for his health. Every morning, when the first rays of sunlight shine through the lush green garden, James picks up his familiar hoe and begins to take care of the flower beds, pull weeds, and water the plants. For him, it is a moment of relaxation and a way for him to maintain his health. But there is one thing that James never pays attention to: he always does this habit on an empty stomach. He thinks that a little morning exercise will help him be more alert and active, but the reality is completely different. One morning like any other, James went out to work in the garden, but after only a few minutes, he felt his hands shaking slightly, his breathing became rapid, and his face gradually turned pale. The illustration of James' cardiovascular system shows that his heart rate increased abnormally, his blood vessels were stretched under pressure, and his blood pressure suddenly increased. The reason is that his body does not have enough energy after a long night of rest without additional nutrition. When James exercises on an empty stomach, his body is forced to switch from a resting state to a vigorous activity without enough fuel. Lacking glucose, the body's main source of energy, his heart has to work harder to pump blood, while blood vessels have to dilate to supply oxygen to working muscles. But the cardiovascular system of an elderly person like James is no longer as flexible as before. The sudden increase in pressure can lead to dizziness, loss of balance, and in the worst case, even a stroke or heart attack. That is why James, who always thought he was living a healthy life, is facing serious health risks because of a seemingly harmless habit. But it's not just James, many other elderly people are making the same mistake. They start the morning with activities that require energy without realizing that their bodies are not ready for such activities. Our bodies need time to wake up after a long night of rest, and this is especially important for the elderly when the cardiovascular and digestive systems no longer work as efficiently as before. So what is the solution? Never start the day with heavy activities on an empty stomach. Instead, start gently with a simple but energetic breakfast. A bowl of oatmeal with a little honey and a few slices of fruit will provide a long-lasting source of energy, helping you feel full without feeling heavy. If you don't like oatmeal, you can try a slice of whole wheat bread with peanut butter or a boiled egg. These are foods that are easy to digest, rich in fiber and protein, helping the body quickly absorb energy without suddenly increasing blood sugar. Also, make sure you drink a cup of warm water or herbal tea to activate your digestive system before starting any physical activity. After having energy from breakfast, if you still want to garden like James, start slowly with light tasks such as watering plants, weeding instead of hoeing immediately. This gives your body time to adapt, your heart and muscles are not shocked suddenly. In this simple way, you not only protect your cardiovascular health but also maintain the joy of gardening every day without having to worry about potential risks. Don't let a seemingly harmless habit become a cause of danger to your health. Start each day with a light and safe breakfast, so you can enjoy a full and healthy morning. Second dangerous habit, getting up too quickly after sleeping. Margaret, James' wife, also did not realize that her seemingly harmless morning routine could potentially be dangerous to her health. Every time the alarm clock rang, she would automatically sit up and get out of bed without thinking. For Margaret, this was something she had done for years, as part of her daily routine. She thought that waking up quickly and starting the day with activity was a way to keep herself healthy and productive. But she did not know that this habit was secretly threatening her health. One morning, as Margaret opened her eyes, the alarm clock rang as usual. She quickly sat up and got out of bed, but only a few seconds later, she felt dizzy. The room around her seemed to spin, the floor seemed to sway, and a feeling of nausea rose within her. She quickly held onto the edge of the bed to keep her balance, closing her eyes tightly in an attempt to regain her composure. Margaret did not understand what had just happened. She thought it was just a fleeting dizziness, perhaps due to old age or poor sleep. But it wasn't that simple. The computer model of Margaret's body showed that when she stood up too quickly from a lying position, blood didn't have time to circulate from her lower body to her brain, leading to a condition called orthostatic hypotension. This is a phenomenon that occurs when blood pressure drops suddenly due to a change in position from lying to standing, a problem that is especially common and dangerous for the elderly. When Margaret suddenly sat up and stood up, the blood in her body didn't have time to pump to her brain to maintain balance and provide the necessary oxygen. This caused the brain to be temporarily deprived of blood, leading to dizziness, lightheadedness, and in many cases, even fainting or falling. For seniors like Margaret, the risk of falling is not simply a scratch or bruise, but can also lead to serious injuries such as hip fractures, head injuries, and even loss of mobility if not treated promptly. But Margaret is not the only case. Many seniors also make this mistake without realizing it. They think that waking up quickly saves time and shows dynamism, but do not know that it is putting their health at risk. So what is the solution? Simple but extremely effective. When you wake up, do not rush to sit up immediately. Spend a few minutes lying in bed, allowing your body to gradually adapt to the change from a resting state to an active state. You can start by closing your eyes, breathing deeply and regularly, feeling the cool air flow into your lungs, and then gently exhaling. Then, slowly stretch your arms and legs gently, rotating your wrists and ankles to activate blood circulation. When you feel ready, sit up slowly, put your feet on the ground, and sit up straight for a few seconds. This gives blood time to move from your lower body to your brain, helping you avoid dizziness. Finally, when you feel fully awake, stand up completely and start your day. This is not only a safe method, but also a way to help you start your day with a calm and relaxed mind. A small change in your routine can make a big difference to your health. Don't let a seemingly simple action become the cause of your health risks. Remember, slow and careful are sometimes the keys to protecting your health, especially as you age. Love and protect yourself with safe and healthy habits. Third dangerous habit, straining when going to the toilet in the morning. James usually starts his day by going to the toilet, a seemingly simple habit but becomes a small war with his own body. Due to chronic mild constipation, James always has to strain hard every time he goes to the toilet. He sits on the toilet, his face tense, his forehead covered in sweat, his breathing heavy and his heart rate increasing with each effort. In those moments, he does not realize that each time he strains hard, it not only increases the pressure on his abdomen but also puts his body in a dangerous state. The simulation graphics of James' circulatory system show that when he tenses his abdominal muscles and pushes hard, the pressure inside his abdomen increases, at the same time putting pressure on his cardiovascular system. The blood vessels in his body swell, his heart rate increases to compensate for the amount of blood being forced back to the heart. Meanwhile, his blood pressure suddenly increases, creating a great deal of pressure on the blood vessel walls. In an elderly person like James, when the blood vessels are no longer as elastic as before, this can have serious consequences. A sudden increase in pressure in the blood vessels can lead to the rupture of small blood vessels, especially in the brain, causing a stroke. In more severe cases, James's heart may not be able to withstand the pressure, leading to a sudden heart attack. That is why the dizziness or mild headaches that James sometimes experiences after going to the toilet are not normal signs but warnings from his body. But James is not the only case. Many other elderly people also suffer from constipation and have to strain hard every time they go to the toilet without being aware of the potential health risks. For them, it is just a part of daily life, a normal thing that everyone has to go through as they get older. But the truth is that constipation is not an inevitable part of old age, and straining is not a safe solution. So how can James and other seniors reduce this risk? The solution is simple but extremely effective. First, James should place a small stool under his feet when sitting on the toilet. This stool helps raise his knees, creating a natural squatting position. This position helps James's intestines straighten, making it easier to go to the toilet without having to strain. This is the body's natural position when excreting, just like the way the human body was designed to go to the toilet thousands of years ago. But changing his position is only part of the solution. To prevent constipation, James needs to adjust his diet. A diet rich in fiber is key to helping the digestive system work more effectively. James should add more green vegetables, fresh fruits, whole grains, and beans to his daily meals. These foods help increase the volume of stools, making them softer and easier to pass through the intestines. In addition, drinking enough water is extremely important. The body needs water to soften stools and help the digestive system work smoothly. James should drink at least 1.5 to 2 liters of water a day, and especially should start the day with a glass of warm water to stimulate the digestive system. In addition, maintaining daily physical activity such as light walking or yoga also helps stimulate bowel movements, reducing the risk of constipation. James should also avoid foods that cause constipation such as white bread, refined rice, fried foods, or fast food. If after all these changes James still has problems with constipation, he should talk to his doctor for further advice and use safe laxatives if necessary. By making these simple changes, James not only protects his digestive system but also reduces the risk of serious complications such as stroke or heart attack. Never underestimate seemingly harmless daily habits, because they can be the cause of serious health problems that you do not expect. Health is the most valuable asset, and taking care of your health starts with the smallest changes in your daily habits. The value of health as a legacy. James' story is not only a personal lesson, but also a powerful reminder to all of us of the value of health. Health is not just yours, but also a priceless gift that you can pass on to your family. When you take care of your health, you not only protect yourself but also protect your loved ones from worry and loss. Imagine a family gathered together in joy and laughter, with healthy, alert grandparents sharing stories, teaching their children and grandchildren traditional values, and creating memorable memories together. It is a warm and happy picture, but to maintain it, the health of the elders in the family is indispensable. A healthy grandfather is not only a storyteller, but also a playmate with his grandchildren, a gardener, and an imparter of valuable life experiences. A healthy grandmother is not only a cook, but also a listener, a sharer, a cheerleader, and a teacher of how to behave. However, if the health of the elderly declines, the family will not only have to face medical expenses but also a psychological burden. The anxiety, fear of loss, and feeling of helplessness when seeing a loved one gradually weaken are things that no one wants to experience. That is why taking care of your health is not only a personal responsibility, but also a responsibility to your family and to the people you love. Make your health a valuable legacy that you leave to your children and grandchildren. Legacy is not only material wealth, house or property, but also a healthy lifestyle, knowledge and habits of proper self-care. When you choose to eat healthy, exercise regularly, and maintain healthy habits, you are passing on an invaluable lesson to your children and grandchildren. It is a lesson in patience, in self-love, and in appreciating every moment of life. When the younger generations see you maintaining good health, they will learn the value of taking care of themselves. And when they look back on you, they will remember not only the happy memories together but also the image of a grandfather or grandmother who was always healthy, happy, and full of energy. Health is the greatest gift you can give your family, because it not only brings joy but also helps reduce unnecessary worries. Think of the wonderful moments you can create with your children and grandchildren if you stay healthy: picnics, evenings watching movies together, mornings tending the garden or simply chatting over a cup of tea. These are moments that no material possessions can buy. Remember, health is not a given, but the result of your daily choices. When you choose to live a healthy life, you are not only living well for yourself, but you are also creating a positive impact on those around you. You inspire your children and grandchildren, you teach them how to love themselves and how to live responsibly for their health. That is truly the most valuable legacy you can leave. So never take your health for granted. Love yourself and protect your health not only for yourself but also for your family, who always love and want you to be healthy and happy. Health is a priceless gift, and the best way to cherish that gift is to make it a legacy you leave to those you love. Call viewers to action and interaction. Do you recognize any of the 3 dangerous morning habits we've talked about? Do you regularly start your day with strenuous activity on an empty stomach like James, which puts your heart and mind at risk for dizziness? Or are you like Margaret, who stands up too quickly after waking up, not realizing that this can lead to orthostatic hypotension, which can cause dizziness and increase your risk of falling? Or do you have a habit of sitting on the toilet with a tense face, straining every time you're constipated, like James, not realizing that this can put dangerous pressure on your cardiovascular system, even leading to a stroke or heart attack? Of these 3 habits, which one do you think is the most dangerous? Leave a comment below and share your thoughts, as this will not only help you become more aware of your health, but will also help others in our community learn and avoid similar mistakes. Don't forget to hit the like button if you find this video useful and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on important healthcare tips. Protect your health and that of your loved ones, because health is the most valuable asset you can preserve and share. The section ends with a message of inspiration and hope. James's image of health returning after positive changes in his morning routine. He and Margaret walked out to the flower garden with a bright smile on their faces. James no longer felt dizzy or tired when gardening like before. His steps were steady, his hands were strong holding the familiar hoe, gently digging the soil, while Margaret pruned the bright red roses, blooming under the morning sun. Both of them laughed and talked happily, their laughter echoed in the cool green space of the garden, the place that used to be the place to witness the heartbreaking moment when James collapsed. Now, it was a place full of life and joy. Margaret looked at James with love and pride, because she knew that both of them had learned a valuable lesson about how to take care of their health. She no longer had to worry about James being exhausted while gardening or collapsing from standing up too quickly. They both start their day with a light breakfast, drink plenty of water, and take their time to wake up gradually, without rushing. Margaret has also adjusted her toileting habits, using a small stool to simulate a natural squatting position, helping her to not have to push too hard. Small changes in their daily routine have made a big difference in their lives. The sky is blue, the morning sunlight gently shines through the lush green leaves, creating a peaceful and vibrant scene. Soft music plays, bringing a sense of relaxation and peace. In that frame, the caption appears with a meaningful message: a healthy morning is the best gift you can give yourself and your family. It is not only a reminder but also a commitment. A commitment to taking care of your own health, not only for yourself but also for the people you love. James and Margaret realize that health is not only their own but also a precious gift that they can pass on to their family, an invisible but priceless legacy. When the younger generations see their grandparents living healthy and happy every day, they not only learn the value of health but also understand that love and care for each other are the foundation of a happy family. And it is not just words. The image of James and Margaret taking care of the flower garden together, smiling together, has become a symbol of a happy life, full of health and love. The second line appears on the screen: "Live healthy, love and inspire the next generation." This is not only the message of the video but also a gentle reminder for everyone. It is an invitation for everyone to take care of their health, not only for themselves but also for their families, for those they love. Make every morning a beautiful start, a precious gift that you give yourself and those around you. And when you do that, you will not only live healthy but also inspire the next generation, so that they know that health is the foundation of a happy and meaningful life.